Hello traders, this is a recap of the Top Gainers trading plan trades number 71, 72, and 73. We did win our third trade today, which believe it or not helps our statistics quite a bit. See, we're trading all or nothing 3R, so that means that our third trade, at least theoretically, has the potential to bring us back to green even if our first two trades lose, leaving us up 1R for the day. So that R is the risk value. And depending on what your risk value is, that's how much you would be up if you won the third trade. That's theoretical. That only works when the risk is the same or very close to the same on all three trades. Sometimes it works out that that third trade has a much lower risk than the other two trades, and then you might end up small red on the day, break even, small profit. But that it also happens where that third trade has a higher risk than the previous two trades, and you end up way more than 1R at the end of the day. And that's both of those scenarios have happened before. And today what happened was that third trade was just enough risk relative to the other two trades where we just ended slightly green, only up 12 cents. So basically break-even day. But once again, because we followed the trading plan, we stuck to the plan. We didn't get bothered by the first two losses and said, you know, well, more than likely we're going to win the third trade as well. We knew that the trading plan said we have to take that third trade. We took the third trade, and it ended up wiping out the losses of the first two trades and giving us a little bit of green at the end of the day. So once again, following the plan paid out. And let's take a look at the trades. I don't have a video because the screen recorder was not recording this morning. It was showing black here, and I did not have time to restart my computer before the market opens. So I'm just going to show you the trades and talk you through them. And if you look at my orders here, you can see that those were the only trades that I took today. If you look through all of these carefully, you'll see this amounts to 3 trades on BEAT. There was some issues with the hotkeys triggering because of these sub $5 stocks. When you get this extra decimal place on the price, then it causes an issue, I guess is the way the hotkeys are programmed. So if you want to avoid that, you could simply make a rule that you only trade stocks that are trading over $5. Otherwise, you just have to sometimes switch between the hotkeys to manual trade entry, which is a bit of a pain, but it can be done. And let's take a look at the Top Gainers page here so we can see a cool feature now that Webull has. So this, you can see that these were the actual trades that I took, is it shows the trading record. Similar to like what Thinkorswim does, but I guess slightly different. Here's the way it works, is if you, I guess we're in and out on the trade in one candle, it just shows a trade like this T, and you see the buy and sell, and it tells you the time and the orders and the prices and all that kind of stuff. And then if the trade kind of stretches out over multiple candles, here's where we bought on trade number 2 and where we sold on trade number 3. And then here's where we bought on trade, sorry, I think I said sold on trade number 3, sold on trade number 2. Bought on trade number 3 here at 194, sold on trade number 3 at 209. So that was our winner, and that was our last trade of the day. I'm just curious if I switch down to or switch to a higher time frame, if those B and S's become T's. If yeah, see, it still took place on more than. Well, let's just go one more higher. That's interesting. Yeah, so now it's showing, okay, so yeah, it depends on the time frame. It shows, you know, if I go to the daily, it'll just show 1T here, and it shows all of our orders. So that's kind of cool. So let's talk about this trade. So as always, we're following the trading plan, doing exactly what it said to do, and once this thing broke over its previous session high, which was in the previous session high was established in the pre-market, it broke over here. We took our first entry for the break of this 1 minute candle, and you'll see here that we got in at 225. So the high of this candle is 224, so 225 is a near perfect entry, but this thing just turned down and flushed against us. And this is why you want tight stops near the open, because things are extremely volatile, and if they go down, they're likely to continue to go down. So at what point do you sell out if you're, you know, using a mental stop or a wide stop or something like that? And remember, the wider the stop, the further away your profit target is going to be, and that makes it harder for the trade to work out. And then trade number 2 was for the break of this 1 minute candle. I believe it happened like on the last second or so. Yeah, you see it 9:43. So basically at 9:42.59 is when this thing broke over and we hit our hotkeys to get in, and we got in on this candle. And let's see, the high of this is 212 and we got filled at 212.8. So again, a near perfect fill, and my stop loss was placed at just below the low of this candle, and we got stopped out here, and this thing never went even to 2R. I'll have to double check that, but I'm almost certain this thing, yeah, definitely didn't go to 2R, maybe 1R. So we got stopped out there. You can see the fill price 207. So the level is about right here. And that's where exactly where I had my stop loss at 207. So we didn't get any slippage, even though this thing flushed really hard. And then our third trade was right here, 194. We were getting in for the break of this candle, which was essentially 193. This is where I had some issues with the hotkeys, and I had to just put in a stop order at 194. So then I got filled at 194. If the hotkeys were working better at these weird prices, then I probably could have gotten a much better entry. But really, it would have amounted to a smaller win. So here is a scenario where, you know, the fact that something didn't work perfectly worked in our favor, because this made our risk wider, and that made our profit target further away at 209, and that's where we got filled at. And the trade worked out, so we got 3R on that trade, and as I said, it made us slightly green on the day, even though the first two trades didn't work out. And the interesting thing is that this thing kept on running a little bit later. It would not have stopped us out on that third trade if we had a wider profit target. But we are tracking that stuff, and you see something like this, you think, well, maybe I should be holding to 4R, 5R, 6R, 7R. Well, that's why I'm tracking all of that data, because you can see now at this point the stock has gone to 7R. I don't know if it's going to hit 8 or 9 or 10. We'll find out by the end of the day, and we'll fill in those numbers accordingly. But you could see that even if we hold to our 7R profit target, overall we would be down 35R at this point, which is pretty bad. And right now we're down 13R with our 3R profit target, which is still not good, but it's a lot better than down 39R. If we're risking, let's say, about $4 per trade, that's about $160 we would be down right now if we were doing that. And right now we're down $47, almost $48. So that's a lot more easy to stomach while we're just forward testing, collecting data. So anyway, let's just look at some of the statistics while I have the spreadsheet open. Overall win rate now is at 20.55. We need 25 to be break even. Still possible before the end of this thing. We only need to win 25 trades, so we need to win 10 trades out of the next 27 trades, which sounds difficult, but it definitely could happen, and it'll be interesting if it does. I don't really expect it to happen. I think this plan is going to be unprofitable in the end, but we'll talk all about that when we get there. Entry number 1, there's our likelihood of it working out. Again, 25% is where we need for the entry to be break even. Entry number 2, a little bit less likely to work out. Entry number 3 is now quite profitable at 30%, so that's good. And here's all our probabilities of a 1 and done day, 2 and done day, 3 and done day. That's what we had today. And a max loss day is still in the lead. So collecting good data, sticking to the plan. We're going to finish this thing up. We only have 27 more trades to go, and we'll know at the end whether or not this thing works. Obviously, right now it looks like it's not going to work, but I'll talk about all of the benefits of running through this test anyway when we get to the end. Even if this thing is a loser, this has been a very good experience and has really kind of leveled up my trading game, and I'll talk about all the reasons why when we get to that level. So anyway, this is trade number 71, 2, and 3, and we're all done for the day. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.